So there's lots happening in AI at the moment, lots of innovation, but we need to be careful about regulation as well.
Innovation and regulation are really difficult to balance. We have to make sure that we're moving forward responsibly, but without artificially constraining us in a way that means the people that I'm trying to detect with our models don't worry about regulation. So finding that balance is key.
I think the more we can do in the open will help us make better decisions, so more transparent work.
Working closely with regulatory bodies in terms of what's possible, what's achievable, and being very clear and articulate on the risks, allow that conversation to flow so that we can progress at a safe speed rather than just exploding out and worrying about whether things will go wrong.
Most of the Western countries have they don't have it all, but they have got a hang of how some of this should look like. The EU, they have the AI Act, and the UK has an implication of the GDPR and how they have started updating that in the context of AI. But when it comes to the Global South, for example, there the problem is the AI in itself is not developed. My understanding is that that's a bit difficult because, okay, how do we regulate something that we don't already have?
Yeah, I think it is that risk-based approach. I don't know if there's anything that's no risk, but what's low risk analysis, it still has to be done well, obviously, but it's not directly impacting individuals. And then you do have the higher risk and the unacceptable risk, which is kind of obviously mass surveillance, profile policing and things like that. So I think that risk-based approach, although I know some tech companies think that's going too far, but I would go that way, take that approach.
I think regulation is really important. Having time for innovation is really important. So you can play around with stuff and innovate, and if it doesn't work, fine. Basically having that space to sort of fail at innovating and then walk away from it. And if you innovate and something does work, then having a process to say, okay, then how do we do this in a more regulated, more standardized way?